Hello, lovely people. A warm welcome back to my channel. My name is Samira, and I hope you are all doing wonderfully well today. So today, as you can see on my screen here, it's this beautiful, delicious stew. Okay, so it is a gravy. It's fish gravy I made, but I made it with just red peppers or red bell peppers. Okay, so I made this specifically to replace tomatoes. Okay, so it's really intended to replace tomatoes where we've run out of tomatoes, where tomatoes is in a shortage, and there is red peppers in abundance. Then you can use this. Okay, so please stay with me, and I'm going to go through this very delicious recipe with you. Very simple, but really, really, really delicious. Very, very flavorful. The flavors are so intense, and you will love it. Okay, so let's get into the video. So first of all, I want to walk through with you how I clean my fish. Today I'm using red snappers. Okay, so I just want to show you how I do it. So first of all, I get my scissors and I cut off all the fins. Okay, so the reason is when you trying to descale it, and when I'm descaling, I use a spoon. I fill my sink with water. You can fill a bowl or basin with water, and as I'm showing you the scales, okay, so then you use a spoon, right, a spoon to scrape it, like you see as I'm doing it. So as you're doing it, so normally when you scrape, you are descaling a snapper now, you see such a lady, the scales no will be flying everywhere. I'm saying, so if they bring CSI4, the the DNA of this fish that they will find around, well, it goes everywhere. But then when you descale it in water, under the water, you submerge it in the water, and as you descale it, it doesn't fly, because when it flies now, the water catches it, and then all of it is, all the scale. I mean, because all the scale, I mean all the scale will be in that water, and you wouldn't have to be picking or cleaning all over the place, with scales and fish scent. Okay, so that's why I'm showing you how I do it. So just like that, and I remove the fins first, because sometimes when you descaling as a Chilli, fins need be war, the way now you go born because it's like I don't know me prepare, because it can be very, very painful. Okay, so once I finish descaling it, what I do is I use my thumb to go around it to see if I feel any of the scales there. If I don't, then I know that I've completely descaled. Then I remove the head. Today I don't need the head, so I'm taking off the head. Then I'll cut I'll cut the gut out. I'll just remove the guts, and then my just basically wash it thoroughly, right? So I remove the gut, and sometimes you have the lining of the, is it the stomach of the fish, or the stomach of the fish, the lining. So I go through there and remove all the lining and anything that I feel is foreign. I don't need it on my fish. I just do that, and as you see me rub my thumb on the fish, I'm looking for any excess skills that try to escape me, right? So I cut my fish into two, and that is it. Okay, so that is all that I'm going to do, and that's how I need my fish. I can still see foreign material, so I get my scissors to go in to cut through. Usually it's very close to the bone. Okay, so I go there and I try and cut it out so that it's easier for me to pull it out with my thumbs. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to show you here. Okay, because sometimes people will ask, so I just thought that I should go through that with you now. Okay, so that in future I'll just refer you to this video. Okay, so once that is done, I'll just give it a rinse, put it aside, and get on with the others. Okay, so here it's all done and my water has become all cloudy, and I want to show you the fins where all the fins went. If you can just scan my sink, quickly, you don't find any of the scales anywhere, but look at it there, it's all in the water because you descaled it under water. Okay, so also one quick tip for you, that is like after you've cleaned all your fish, what I will recommend, what I normally do is I always have these brown papers or newspapers. So when you find newspapers, try and keep them around, and I pack all these things in and I wrap them, I put them in the bin. Okay, so this helps the smell not to, especially when you keep your bin in your house, you don't keep it behind it. Even if you have to keep it behind your house or outside, it's still good for you to do it this way, so that the flies don't get to it. Okay, and that smell and the decaying doesn't happen quickly, and the smell is everywhere. If you're now watch, yeah, so that's how I keep it. But even though I take my bin out every day, I still do it that way for when it's in there. So here, so I give it the last rinse and I set it aside. So next, I'm going to go through our spices, okay, for our dry rub, okay. And I've listed all of them for you to know what I've put in here, okay. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll just grind all this into a very smooth powder to, use for my wrap, okay. Going through them one after the other will be too long. So so once it is nicely ground like that, then we will move on to the next phase. Okay, so look at that, nice and smooth and very nice color too. So my fish, I lay them on kitchen towels to soak the excess water. Okay, so because we're going to be using this dry rub, we need our fish to be nice and dry. So I pat it dry with my kitchen towel to make sure that all the excess water, even in the saucepan, is nicely cleaned and it is dry, right? So then I'm going to be coating this fish very nicely with our dry rub, okay, so that we can get all of it into the fish, to get it marinated nicely. Okay, so that's what I'm doing here. So the reason why we need it dry is so that if it's not dry, it's wet, and your dry rub gets on there, it dilutes it. It will dilute your dry rub. It will dilute your marinade, okay, which is going to, once it's diluted, just say and it's going to affect the taste. And because we're making a stew or gravy, we need maximum flavor in all the fish and in the stew. So we need to make sure that it is nice and dry before we put our dry wrap. Okay, so yes, so it's been in my fridge overnight, and look at it. Can you imagine? It looked a little bit wet, Sanka. If you wasn't your fish is not dry by this time, I say if you swimming pool munabano. Okay, so now we're going to fry our fish, and we are already frying our fish. So the frying of the fish, it's easy. With the tooth oil one side, then you turn the other side, then you fry the other side. So then you take it out, and I put it on kitchen towel to drain the excess oil, okay, so that we don't have too much oil going into our stew. We are just making gravy, okay, so we don't need a lot of oil for that. Okay, so the gravy, as I told you, we are going to be using red bell pepper, and I've made it into a paste. I'll share this video with you on Monday, okay. And these are my ingredients. I have 2 bay leaves, and I have onions. I have my red peppers that I have diced, and I have extra ones for garnishing. Then I have some red onions that I have grated. So I didn't want to blend anything, So once I'm not blending anything, you know what is going to happen? I'm going to be using my chili paste, and I'll link that video up there for you to see. Okay, so here too I have some ginger that I have grated and some garlic that I've grated. Okay, so no blending or grinding today. Okay, and here is my chili paste that I have put them into cubes. So there it is. I also have some vegetable broth or vegetable broth. And these are my other ingredients. oregano, curry powder, thyme, vegetable bouillon, turmeric, nutmeg, star anise, and anise seed. I also have black pepper and salt to taste my food. So the next thing is we start making our stew. Okay, so my oil is nice and hot, or whatever it is now. I don't even know whether it's hot or warm. I'm adding in my chopped onions. Okay, so usually because I put them all on one plate, the other things will be mixing, but it doesn't really matter. I have a few red pepper in there, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm going to fry this for about 2 minutes. Okay, then I'll add my onions. Okay, this is the one that I grated. It's the same as you blend, it's just that there wouldn't be any water in it. Okay, so because we need this to cook very quickly. Okay, so I cook this for another 2 to 5 minutes. Then I add my chili paste. Okay, my red chili paste. Okay, the link is there there for you. Okay, so yeah, you fry that one to up to for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, right? Then you add in your garlic and your ginger. Okay, so we want to make this stew as flavorful as possible. Okay, so we add in all these ingredients in it, and you have to trust me on this one, because it is I've added my bay leaf. You've seen that. So because of the sweetness of the red pepper or the bell pepper, you need something to balance that sweetness. Okay, so all these spices and aromatics, is going to help boost it and lift it. But otherwise, it will be just all sweet. It's like everything you taste is like the doko 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 doko. No. So that's what I'm saying. Trust me on this one. It is tried and tested. Okay, so I've washed all my bottles and I wash all the bottles. Okay, so that all the paste that is stuck in there will come out. Okay, so now I'm adding my diced red pepper. So the reason for this is, as I said earlier, or as I mentioned earlier, we're making gravy, and gravy has this coarse texture. Okay, gravy is not smooth, right? It has this coarse texture, and with the red pepper paste, it's not going to give us that. So I needed to have some diced red peppers to put it in to give us that roughness, that coarseness that we need our gravy to be. I hope you get what I mean. Okay, so that is why that is there. There is a reason. Okay, that is the reason. Continue. Okay, so we're going to be cooking this. So I've added a bit of water to help cook it. You don't need to cook it so much because the paste is already been boiled and blended. Okay, but then I needed to cook it a little bit more to get that sweetness out, because it was so sweet, right? That is so sweet. You need to get that some of that sweetness out. So that chili, if you are very, like, you are chili tolerant like me, if you can eat a lot of chili like me, then your chili must be hot. Your umeko na usoma kakra, because it helps with the sweetness. Otherwise, I say woody rice water. The doko sa. No. Rice water nemo. Rice water nemo. And a rice water neba. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you keep cooking this, you keep boiling this or cooking or frying this, yeah, until until say the stew is getting ready. Okay, so here I'm adding all my spices, the one that we've gone through earlier on. I'm adding it all, and I'm going to be cooking it. Okay, so you see it looks very pale, it looks like there's nothing happening, but trust me, there's something happening. Once you put in your spices, the spice will help bring out that oil. You see that that oil will start to resurface, or will start to surface. Then say your stew is getting there. And I've added my vegetable broth. Okay, this one I make up, I make up broth. No minimum say a stock or say a broth. I think this is a stock. My fan my wife, forgive me. Yeah, forgiveness is key. Please forgive me. It is vegetable stock, not broth. Okay, so I'm adding my salt and my black pepper. Okay, give it a good stir. I'll cover it and I'll let it cook for a few more minutes. Then I'll add my fish. Then I just say it is done. It is that easy. It goes quickly. Okay, and yeah, you see the oil has come. I told you the oil will come. I told you the oil will come. You thought I was lying. You see the oil has come. The oil is here. So yeah, once you see the oil is ready, so I'm now putting my fish in there. And the fish, you see the way we season that fish, it is nice, Papa. By the time you got to this my fish and me and Sandada, hey, confession too is good for the soul. Confession is good for the soul. My Remy and Sandada, So yeah, that is it. You let it simmer so that the juices from the stew go into the fish, and then so that otherwise when you eat the rest of you have to taste that it is from a stew. Okay. So, and that is it. I'm just going to add my other peppers, the yellow and the red one, me say for garnish, there it goes. I'm going to add that one and then give it a quick stir, and it is ready because we don't want this one to be cooked. Okay, we just adding it. So we turn off the heat and our gravy is ready. Okay, so then the next thing is for you to serve it, and guess what? I have served it. Yes, and there it is. Very delicious. And I served it with this delicious vegetable rice, and I'll bring you that recipe too very soon, maybe sometime next week. Yeah, okay. And I also served it with this fried yam. It was so delicious, trust me. Fried yam and this gravy is to die for. You can serve it with some boiled yam as well and just normal plain rice, and it will be equally delicious. So thank you, and God bless you for watching. Please be sure to like this video, and please, you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share it, and please let's get this thing going. Okay, let's get it going. And I will see you in the very next one. Bye.